Hi, it's Kirby Summers. Today is April the 9th. It is almost 4 o'clock in the morning. I typically begin my day very early because I have to put in at least 12 hours a day minimum in order to get all of the work that I put on my Substack newsletter, on my Patreon for my patrons, and here on YouTube, and also do my research and my writing. And I pretty much do this 7 days a week. So, yes, it's a lot of work. And I appreciate those of you who take the time out to like things here on YouTube. So, please give this a like. This is a preview. So heads up, this is a preview of another patron only podcast that I uploaded just now for my patrons who support me on Patreon. And by the way, I don't always do a preview, so I have a lot of patron only podcasts that I just upload, and only people who are members even get a notification that they're there. The information that I upload to my Patreon is pretty much has been for several months now, podcasts that I do and stuff that I don't feel comfortable putting on this platform. Because let me remind you, my main Twitter account vanished in November of 2022, and one of my YouTube videos when I was covering the released documents of the Epstein case, it gave me a strike. They just completely removed it. And so I'm not taking any chances on any platform other than the ones where I feel safe, comfortable, where I feel that I can share information, and where I'm not heavily censored. I still have to watch what I say. I still have to watch exactly, but I can share more certainly on my Substack and on my Patreon than I can here. So that said, what I uploaded to my Patreon is about another singer, celebrity, who created a satanic children's clothing line. And while I was aware that this existed, I had never really looked to see what the clothes looked like. I do remember we all became aware of the Balenciaga situation, but I think primarily because it was connected to Rachel Chandler. I think that was really one of the reasons people became much more interested and outed that as having something to do with the nefarious world. I had not taken a look at this particular singer's clothing line for children until I kind of like went into the Instagram account that she created, and it was gone. And so that gave me sort of like oh, I see. I mean, there were articles written about it. I caught up with those articles. I read them. And um, she had to have known what she was doing because it falls into the category of I don't know, they have several names. The elite, I call them the overworld, the planners. They have been doing this for a very long time. In my series, Deconstructing Wexner, which basically I uploaded part 9 to my Substack on Sunday, I explained, for example, how in one specific year, many things happened in that one year that have a direct connection to the intelligence apparatus that works on behalf of typically what I think of at the top of my head is about 60 individuals who run the world and who plan our lives. And I also make note of the fact that it takes only 3 generations to change the minds of people and to steer people in a different direction. And that the goal has always been divide and conquer, right? That's been the goal. So, what better way to have control of our children than by introducing them to clothing that is of a nefarious nature that is frankly demonic. Um, you can't deny it anymore. It's like it's too much in our faces, and everyone has to really know what's going on. The only way that we can fight this and push back, like Celine, who I just talked about, her clothing line, her account completely vanished, which means we won that battle with this one, right? But we won the battle with the Balenciaga ad when that came out, so that when enough pushback is received by the individual artists, because that's the only way that we're going to get anywhere, is we have to be able to express our outrage like we expressed it against the Limited, Leslie Wexner, although it's my understanding that he is getting sort of an he is sort of being hailed a hero in Columbus, Ohio, and that Ohio State University has doubled down. Of course they have, because they're part of it, you know. If you read my series, and most of you here are members of my Substack, and I thank you for that, you'll understand why OSU would, of course, double down on protecting Leslie Wexner, who is not a victim of blackmail. And I'm kind of digressing, sorry, but I do get worked up about this issue. I don't like the manipulation of our lives. I don't like what's being done in front of us. I don't like the divide and conquer method, because it keeps it, there's no end to it. It's sort of like we really are on our own against endless amounts of money, against endless amounts of power, against endless amounts of corruption. So if you haven't become a member of my Patreon, you might consider to do so now. It's not a lot of money. It's $5. It's almost like you just bought me a cup of coffee, almost, because coffee in my neighborhood nowadays is about $7. All right, guys, have a good day. Give this a like. Thanks. Bye.